Dingo! Up ye, professor, and welcome to Office Hours. I just introduced myself in cat language as the professor, and I also began that sentence with the word dingo, which maybe you might not realize, which you might not recognize, since we haven't talked about it yet. Dingo is the word ding, which means people, and in vocative, the vocative verb form, which or as some people would say, vocative case, which means that I'm calling out to someone. So this could very well be a good way to greet somebody in the cat language. Remember, we didn't we talked earlier about how there isn't really a go-to greeting that the cat use the same way we use hello. So dingo, api professor, aktam, and aktam means good. Akt is the root for good itself, and then we have tam on the end, and that means it is. So aktam. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about noun class in the cat language, or as some people would call it, gender. Now, gender is a little bit of a misleading name here, since actually the majority of cat words are not having gender at all, but are in fact inanimate noun class. So maybe instead of gender, we can say there are three noun classes. There's inanimate, there's animate masculine, and there's animate feminine. Now, one thing we're going to notice here as we begin to study gender is that these gendered words tend to reflect the patriarchal culture of the cat people prior to their settlement in villages. So, for example, a lot of the large, economically important animals are going to be masculine, or very useful things like sleds and hooks. These are also masculine class. And on the other hand, I mean, now ladies, don't shoot the messenger, but the maybe smaller, less important things a lot of the time, or smaller, less important animals, had feminine noun class. And that's something that we find when we look at these words. But that said, of course, most of the cat nominal inventory is going to be inanimate. Okay, so very good. I'd like to begin by talking a little bit about which of these gendered nouns, which ones are masculine and which ones are feminine. We already talked about animals. The economically important ones are going to be masculine, and the little economically unimportant ones are going to be feminine, with the exception of snakes and worms. Also, many insects, little insects. For example, the word for dragonfly, which, as we'll remember from last time, is a category of singing or shaman, and the word for dragonfly being dank is also masculine noun. So things like trees, this is masculine, as are tent poles. Let's see, celestial bodies are going to be masculine. E is the word for sun. This is masculine. Let's see, spiritually and economically important objects like sleds. These are, once it is suul is the word for sled. This is masculine. And now you might be thinking, wow, you know, these masculine nouns I'm not noticing any kind of quality to the sound that denotes them as masculine. And that's true. You know, in some languages with gender, like Spanish, you have a certain sound that means this, that gives meaning of this is masculine noun or this is feminine noun. In Spanish, if a word ends in an O, it has masculine class. If it's in an A, it's feminine. For example, the word caballo for horse is masculine, whereas the word mariposa for butterfly is feminine. But ket doesn't have this. You just need to remember what this item or this animal's job or role in Ket culture is, and then you'll be able to work out the gender. So, celestial bodies, trees, large, economically important animals and things, generic people by profession or by their nationality. These are also masculine. So, for example, the word for a Ket person is ostuk, ostuk, and this is originally I believe a Turkic word, but it's cognate to the Russian word ostyak, which denotes a person from this region. It's a little bit derogatory though, so maybe you don't want to use it if you're speaking Russian. Let's see, some other nationalities in Ket are, if I can find them here. Lak is a Selkup, which are the Uralic neighbors of the Ket people. Yuh are the Yuk people, who are the other Yeniseic speakers who survived to the 20th century, and they lived just upriver from Ket people. I believe the last holdout of theirs was Vorogova village, and the last speakers died in the last several decades. But maybe someday, if you are ever lucky enough to go to Vorogova village, I think maybe if you get really lucky, maybe you'll meet some person who remembers a few Yuk words. Well, I don't know, we'll see. But at any rate, speakers of Yuk language it is now extinct. Let's take another look. Döyit is Nanyets, other Semitic speakers of, I believe they're Nanyets is Semitic. They are other neighbors of the Ket. Humba is Evenki people, Tungusic speakers. And At, Bihit, and that is a foreigner. That is a foreigner. And Bihit, and Yit is from Ket, or Het, originally, which means human being or man. And B is like the other, or the from the outside. So this is outside man. So at bihit. Oh, here's a good one. Keens is Russian. So maybe if you are Russian and you go to Kilog village where Ket is still spoken by some old people, they'll look at you and they'll say Keens. Whereas if they'll look at me, maybe they can't tell that I'm not Russian, but when they get to know me, they'll call me Bihit. Okay, very good. Aktam. So, now that we've learned a little bit about gender, I'd like to move on and talk about how we, one of the first things that people learn to do when they're learning a new language, and that is say, hey, what's this? And and this is whatever I happen to be talking about. So let's move on, and I'm going to show you the words, if I may, for this in the Ket language, since this is, I think that's a pretty important thing to know how to say. And this is the word for a masculine. Masculine, this is ture. And feminine, or inanimate, we also say ture. So ture, masculine, ture, feminine and inanimate. And now we can say, this, but how do we say what? And that is akus. So, I have here a wonderful book in the Ket language. This is an elementary school reader for 3rd, 4th grade kids. So let's take a look and see what we can find in here. All right, it's I would love to learn how to read, someday. Maybe if I ever am teaching kids, I can show this book to them. Or maybe I can teach Ket one day and use this as a textbook in class. That would be wonderful. Okay. Oh, ture akus. ture akus, ture suul, suul, ture suul. This is a sled. This is a sled that, and maybe on the sled we have ket, ture ket, ture ket, ture suul, suul. And it's important that I have my tone right because I think maybe I'm doing high even when I should be doing rising falling. But ture ket, ture suul, suul, ture sil. Or for multiple reindeer, we can say ture sitten, sitten, ture sitten. Good, 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 good. Actum, 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 actum. Okay. Actum. Ah. Ture koi, ture koi. This is a bear. Ture koi. Here are some children. The word for child in Ket is dus, dus, and literally it means the growing one, the growing one. So maybe children is duzen, duzen, duzen. Very good. So actum, actum. Tur akus, tur akus, tur duzen. Duzen, duzen. Maybe I shouldn't say these, I should say duzen. Actum, actum, actum. Let's see what else we can find in here. Oh, here's a good one. I know what I'm gonna do. This is just wonderful that we have this in here. Look, you're going to jump out of your chair when you see this. I certainly know I did. I got so excited I jumped up. Ture Tom Sawyer, ture Tom Sawyer, ture Tom Sawyer. This is the story of Tom Sawyer and how he got out of whitewashing the fence. Written in Ket language. How wonderful is that? So, this is maybe someday I'll be able to read this story. That'll just be wonderful. But isn't that wonderful that they even have Mark Twain translated into Ket language? I think that's just great. I think that's just great. Oh, and let's see. So now I think we've learned how to say this is and what's this. Let's see. Maybe I think I've been doing masculine nouns generally. Let's see if we can find a feminine noun. Let's see. See if we can find a feminine noun. I don't think I see any. But at any rate, I think you know how to use it. Remember, ture is only masculine, whereas ture is feminine and inanimate. So, with that, I think I'm going to leave this for now. And next time we're going to be talking about the case system of the Ket language. So, until later, please take care.